Unbelievable. Hi there. So I want to ask you something. What do you look for before you buy a smartphone? And let me guess. So first thing is you want it to be fast. In other words, it should have a powerful processor. Then it should have a vibrant high resolution display. Lots of RAM is always good. Lots of internal storage. Good audio output. Good camera setup. A long battery life. And above all, a super fast charger. Well, Xiaomi seems to have got all of those in their newly launched 11T Pro. I mean, the specs of this phone completely blew me away. Hear me out. Now this comes with a Qualcomm Snapdragon 888, 12GB RAM, 256GB internal storage, 120Hz AMOLED display with 10-bit panel, sound by Harman Kardon, and hold your breath, the fastest phone charger on the planet, 120 watts hypercharge. Yes, the charger is included in the box and will fully charge the phone from 0 to 100% in 17 minutes. Unbelievable. But of course, there's a lot more to the 11T Pro than just charging speed. So let's quickly unbox it, have a closer look at it. And if this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon so you never miss an update. Also follow me on my social media handles for more tech info. This is your friend Tech Singh. I'm very excited. So let's get started. So here is the retail packaging of the Xiaomi 11T Pro. Towards the back you can see some of its features. Snapdragon 888 supports 13 5G bands, 120 watts Xiaomi hypercharge technology, 120Hz 10-bit AMOLED panel, 108 megapixel AI triple camera. Lots of features here. This is made in India. This is a 12GB RAM, 256GB storage variant, and this is the Celestial Magic color. Alright, let's quickly open it up. Okay, so we get a SIM ejector pin, we get a USB-C to 3.5mm dongle, which means the phone probably lacks a 3.5 headphone jack. You have a quick start guide, and you have a transparent TPU cover. Nice. And finally the phone itself, we'll have a look at it in just a moment. And we have a USB-A to USB-C. There you go. My favorite 120 watt charging brick. Wow, ain't that amazing? And let me tell you that it's actually quite compact. Now we usually believe that when it's a 120 watt charger it's going to be really big, but no, I have pretty small hands and you can see it fits really nicely, comfortably in your hand. It's pretty light as well. I'm really happy how Xiaomi's been able to pull this off. And of course, this comes with a USB-A port at the back. Really nice. Alright, time to check out the phone. Oh my god, that is pure magic. The phone looks different every time you look at it. Can you see that? It's beautiful. Yes, the back is made of glass, and it looks absolutely amazing. Just have a little closer look at it. You have the Xiaomi branding with 5G here. Here are the cameras. You have 3 cameras here, triple camera setup, a 108 megapixel primary camera, a 8 megapixel ultra wide, and a 5 megapixel telemacro lens. And right here is the flash. And finally, here's the front. And let me tell you that the phone weighs 204 grams, which technically isn't the lightest, but considering the size of the phone, the glass body, the glass back, I think 204 grams is absolutely justified. Now, you need to know that it comes with Gorilla Glass Victus protection on the front, which is really good. Now let's have a quick look at the ports, starting with the top. So you have a top firing speaker right there. And if you look closely, it's also mentioned sound by Harman Kardon. Then towards the left here is the infrared port, very handy to control your air conditioners, your TVs, and so many other devices. Then on the other side, you can see there's a volume rocker. Then here's a power button that also doubles as a fingerprint scanner. Then at the bottom, you have another down-firing speaker. You have the USB-C port, you have a microphone and a SIM tray. Now before I talk about the SIM tray, I need to mention that it comes with 2 symmetrical speakers. One is here and one is on the top, and both are at the same side. Now, for example, you're watching a video or you're watching a movie and you hold the phone this way, what happens is that the sound is very well balanced. It's equal on both sides, giving you that stereo feel, which is amazing. We usually see sound either coming from the down speaker and then from the earpiece, which doesn't give that kind of experience. So that is one thing I'd really like to experience, which I'll come to later in this video. On the front is an extremely compact dot punch 16 megapixel selfie camera, and trust me, it's a really tiny cutout. And finally, here's the SIM tray, and you can only house 2 nano SIM cards. There's no provision for any micro SD card on this tray. Alright, let's boot it up. So the setup process is fairly easy. Follow the steps and you should be done in a couple of minutes. Alright, we're ready and set up to use. Now the first thing you need to know is that we get a 10-bit AMOLED panel, and this produces 1 billion colors. Yes. And the best part is this comes with 120Hz display. But right now by default, out of the box, it's set at 60Hz. Like if you go into the settings, go all the way down to display, and if you scroll down, you can see the refresh rate is set at 60. You can go up to 120. Now when you go to 120, you'll see a drastic improvement in smoothness. It's going to be buttery smooth each frame. Now the thing is that keeping it at 120Hz will definitely drain the battery a lot faster. But now since we have fast charging, why not make the best use of it? And let me tell you, once you've started using 120Hz, there's no going back from here. The experience of using 120Hz is just amazing. It's so smooth. Now coming into wallpapers, this device also supports super wallpapers. Yes, something that a lot of us love. There's also snow peaks, which you can choose from. Like I click apply, and there you go. Check that out. And you can see that the colors simply pop. The blacks look so deep, the colors are vibrant, and this is where an AMOLED display looks absolutely gorgeous. And of course, this also supports Dolby Vision and HDR10. Let's install Netflix and see. Let's look for something that supports Dolby Vision. And there, if you see closely, I'll just pick it up for you and I'll show it to you. That if you look closely, you can actually see the Dolby Vision logo. Yes! So that's a great thing that a phone supports Dolby Vision, which is like a really good feature to have directly on your phone. And of course, HDR10 videos, I'll also play a sample video from YouTube and I'll show you. And there you go, that's HDR video. Now technically it's so bright that it's a little hard to capture on the camera, but it looks really nice. Check that. Also thanks to the Harman Kardon tuning, it's clearer, louder and richer. Meanwhile, let's have a quick look at the Android version number. We come into About, and you can see this is running Android 11 on MIUI 12.5.2. Now Xiaomi has promised 3 years of Android update and 4 years of security update, which means you don't have to worry about updates for sure. Alright, let's talk about the hardware. Well, it comes with the flagship Snapdragon 888 and the Adreno 660 GPU. We also got an Antutu score of 7,69,000 and above, which is really good and expected from a flagship phone like this. The unit I have comes with 12 GB of RAM, and may I even say that apps open and close swiftly, and most recently apps are still always in memory. Also did briefly play BGMI and experienced no lag even at the highest settings, HDR and Extreme. However, it did heat up on the above section after playing for over 20 minutes, but not to the extent of being uncomfortable. Also something to remember, since the phone lacks a 3.5mm headphone jack, you'll need to use a USB-C to 3.5mm dongle which is provided in the box. Now this will help you to plug in your wired headphones. Alright, now coming to my favorite part, the battery. So it comes with a 5000 mAh battery which would easily last you a day with medium to heavy use. Of course, if you're intending to just game on it, then you can expect it to be a lot lesser. However, the saving grace is the 120-watt charger which can charge the phone from 0 to 100% in just 17 minutes. Man, that's just so fast. Of course, you'll have to keep this 120 brick handy, but luckily it's actually quite compact for a 120-watt charger. Now we've just received this device, so we have not been able to get the time to check the charging speed right away. Shall probably make a quick charging speed test video in a couple of days. The phone then also comes with IP53 rating, so it's protected from dust and splashes. Coming to the camera, well, here are some shots taken from the rear primary camera, and they look really good during the day. From dynamic range to shadows to blue skies to the color reproduction, very impressive. The AI engine seems to capture the essence of the images perfectly. Also worth mentioning, the clarity and the sharpness is commendable. The natural bokeh some images would help create is also really good. Here are some wide angle shots, very clean. Now here are some 5 megapixel macro shots, which I think were very impressive. The detail that it was capturing was stunning. Check that out. Now the rear camera can record 8K video up to 30 FPS. That's amazing. While the sample video that you're watching is a 4K video at 60 FPS and it is shot handheld. And you can see that it is really smooth and you can barely notice any stutter. Here are some shots taken with the 16 megapixel selfie camera, and it does a pretty good job. Also good bokeh blur portrait images. The camera has software features like till no end. From AI to filters to movie effects to slow-mo, there's so much to explore. So overall, the Xiaomi 11T Pro ticks literally everything. A super fast CPU, Snapdragon 888, 108 megapixel primary camera with 8K video recording, 120Hz AMOLED display which is a 10-bit panel, 12GB RAM, 120 watts super fast charging. और क्या चाहिए? Now, we don't have the price at the time of making this video, but remember, specs and hardware like this will come at a price. Rest, you can check out the price and availability details below in the description along with the purchase links. So I hope this video was helpful. If there are any questions, mention them down in the comments and I'll be happy to answer them. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Until next time, cheers!